Invictus, my kings, welcome back to the Slavicus Maximus channel, and welcome back to Hungary to Roman Empire run, where we started as Hungary, PU'd Poland, Lithuania, Bohemia, which we got for free, surprisingly so. We have Burgundy and we have Austria as PUs. We control the entirety of the Balkans and a large chunk of, I think, the entirety of Carpathia, actually. Carpathia we control in its entirety. And so, then we flip to Orthodox, we flip to Greek culture, and we formed Byzantium. And we will continue on with our conquests. Now, I want to clarify something. And when watching back the last part, I noticed that in one of the peace deal, I took the island of Lesbo, and now I don't hold it. And why is that? Well, you see, after that war, I had to go get dinner, but I forgot to save the game. So when I came back, I reloaded the save, and I forgot to. In the peace deal, I thought I took everything as I took in the actual recording, but I forgot to take the island of Lesbos. So now it's owned by the Venetians, whereas previously it was owned by the Ottomans. But, well, so hopefully you guys don't mind too much. It's, we'll just take it in the next war against Venice. There's no issue, I think. But, so what will we do now? We are coring a bunch of provinces that we took from the Ottomans. We have a bunch of missions to complete, so let's complete all of them. The walls don't need any repairs. No, they don't. The impending doom. Yes, indeed. Reversed downfall, like a phoenix we rise. We basically take all the missions that are reconquer Bulgaria. We get a new general, very cool. False despots. We get a bunch of morale of armies, morale of navies. Let's not abuse the system too much. Let's just take what we can. Books of the prefect, production efficiency. Well, that's actually quite good. And so what will we do this episode? And this episode, or this part more rather, have grown by at least 10 states. Well, we have definitely grown by at least 10 states, but it's I guess it's gonna take a while before we can take the theme system. And what we will focus on mostly is on actually blobbing out this episode or this part. So I will mostly try and push into Italy and then into the Middle East. So we'll be facing the Ottomans, the Mamluks, the Caravans, and Venice quite a bit, and also the Ottomans down here in the south. In the first war against Venice that we'll have, which is coming up pretty soon, we'll aim to take all of the Greek islands and also Corfu. So we'll aim to take all of the Greek islands, and then we'll aim to take some of the North Italian provinces over here. I will try to build up my navy so that we are able also to take the province or the city of Venice itself. So we'll try and do as much a hard push against the Venetians over here in the northern Italian sphere. We might want to go up against. We might actually want to reconquer Rome itself at some point. We'll see how things develop. Venice doesn't have actually strong allies. No, they only have Tuscany and Passau, so that should be simple. So we'll push on into Venice itself. I think we also have a mission for that. Vengeance at Bar. Let's just get the Diplo power and advance into Illyricum. And there we go. Belisarius's foe, more rather. So we are meant to push into northern Italy, but we also have recover Magna Graecia, which is southern Italy. But we have claims on northern Italy currently, so we'll go for that. Actually, how do we get this? We have to own. So we have to own a bunch of stuff here in southern Italy. So I think we'll take stuff in northern Italy, southern Italy from both the Venetians and the Ottomans. I think that's going to be for the best. Eventually we'll want to go for Sicily. Malta is held by Spain. Spain has formed, however, Aragon still exists. It would be fine if they actually wanted to become... Oh, no, they are... Aragon is a junior partner of Spain. Spain exists, but Aragon also exists. Well, this game has been quite a mess, to be sure. But, so that's the general game plan. Just clean up, blob up, and try to take as much as possible We have a bunch of, we can repair the Theodosian wall, so let's get on with that. Triumph for the Asia Minor Coast, let's take that. And now we can actually pass all of these Blasphemy Act, Convectile Act, Declaration of Indulgence, and Advancement of Religion. We actually have to have a theologian. We have an inquisitor now, but that's going to do wonders for our missionary strength. It's currently at 11, so that's very good. We're going to convert these provinces in no time. There are also some Protestant provinces that we have, which might have flipped through an event. I'm not entirely sure, but it definitely made flipping Orthodox a little bit easier. But anyway, that's the game plan. And in the meantime, while I'm not doing any wars, I'll be, of course, upgrading great projects, building buildings, and also going about the mission tree here in that Byzantium has. We'll be definitely doing the royal purple very soon, collecting our profits. We'll try to do the glass wares of Byzantium we can't yet do because Naxos is controlled by Venice, but we'll be going through the mission tree, and the Byzantine mission tree actually sort of guides you to become, actually let's become defender of the faith, why not? Let's get an extra missionary. But the Byzantine mission tree, from all of its conquest stuff, actually sort of guides you to become the Roman Empire. So this is mostly why I decided to flip the Byzantium, and why this whole strategy is as it is. Well, this is why this whole run is the way it is, because the Byzantine mission tree actually quite guides you to become the Roman Empire, and the Hungarians have easy access to become Byzantium, so that's why I decided on this sort of strategy. Anyway, enough yapping, time to get on with the game. Alright, here we go, time to start a war against Venice. We will declare for Istria. Do we have Istria anywhere here? Yes, there we go. We will declare for Istria. Bam, a lot of their allies won't even join, so this is going to be relatively easy, hopefully. They do have quite a large amount of holdings here in northern Italy, but who can we call? We can call in Sweden. Don't really need their support. Probably going to save those points for when we need it later, but hopefully our vassals manage to do a lot of damage and manage to capture a lot of the islands which we are aiming to take here in the first war, as well as Istria, obviously. But yeah, I'll come back when the war is over. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be taking in the peace deal. We can't really get much more war score compared to this. We just don't have a large enough fleet, which I'm going to be working on pretty soon. But we're obviously taking all the islands. We are then taking Istria. I'm going to make them release, let's see, Bologna and Aquileia, so we can vassalize them and save some AE that way. And I'm also going to be taking Ancona and Capitanata. Okay, I'm going to be taking these two provinces so that I have access to the Papal States if we want to declare on them, and I have access to Naples and the southern, the Magna Graecia, essentially. No, not going to be taking any war reps or any money from them, because I want to, and there we go. Because I want to have the truce as short as possible. I'm going to definitely have to start working on actually getting my fleet up to snuff, actually having a pretty good fleet, so we can then later on march on in when it comes to Venice. And yeah, we're definitely going to be doing that. But I think now they are allied with the Mamluks. Let's see, how well do we measure up? We should completely crush them. So next up we will go up against Karaman. Alright, time to start a war against Karaman. We're going to go very swiftly in this part because we can. We have such an advantage compared to everyone else in the area that it would be, I think, a mistake not to go fast. The provinces haven't finished coring, but by the time we end this war, they should finish coring. I'm definitely not going to go into any sort of overextension or anything like that. So even if they don't finish coring, I'm going to wait until they do, and then that's when we are going to peace out. We can triumph for Greece apparently, so let's triumph for Greece, and yeah, we will slowly but surely Actually, let me repay some loans. Slowly but surely. Actually, it's the Age of Reformation. No more war taxes. I always forget about that, but I think a lot of people do, so it's fine. So we will aim to take as much of Karaman as possible. Let's see, can we full annex them? Now that would be kind of sweet. Yes, we can full annex them. It's going to be only a little bit of overextension and a little bit of aggressive expansion, so we will definitely aim to take as much of it as possible. Then to just disperse the AE a little bit, let's start building a spy network on Naples so we can go against Naples. We can take early modern administration, very based. So now we can, now we have access to more governing capacity, so we can take more. And yeah, I think the Mamluks should be relatively easy. If we've managed to crush the Ottomans so many times, the Mamluks really shouldn't be that big of a deal. But yeah, hopefully we have a very decisive advantage. We haven't really unlocked the Strategicon yet, so we don't have discipline plus 5%. I'm currently working on religious ideas. Next up, I'm going to actually take administrative ideas. It might be a little bit weird to take 2 admin ideas back to back, but it's just something. It's just though they are very very incredibly necessary idea sets to have when you're blobbing out for one, and when you're playing as an Orthodox power or any sort of, well, basically Byzantium. Byzantium is very much geared towards religion. And then after that, we might take either trade ideas or another mill idea group, maybe aristocratic, or quantity more rather, quantity, just because I'm currently running around with 2 armies and can't really, the force limit doesn't even allow for a 3rd army. So, I think the 2 armies are good enough for now, but later on they're going to be just insufficient. So yeah, it's definitely something that I have to look into. Look into getting when I'm done with. When do we actually get the next idea group? Oh, it's still quite a ways away, so no reason to really worry about that. And yeah, so onwards we go. Alright, time to peace out of this war. Actually, can we white peace the Mamluks? That would be for the best. Yes, we can white peace the Mamluks. Very good. So that we have a very short truce with them and we can go to war with them very rapidly once we do with Karaman. So Karaman, full annex. Let's get all their money. Bam, there we go. We also have the Ottomans to the north. They still have a truce with us until 1549, so that's quite a ways away actually. I have built up claims on Naples, so I think the next war we are going for is Naples. But first let me actually ally Aquileia and Bologna once our diplomats come back. We don't need to build up a spy network anymore. Naples is allied to France, Genoa, and Geneva. Oof, the France alliance going to be kind of a pain. Maybe distant war for Sweden. Geneva won't even come in, which is okay, but France will come in. We still have quite a bit of a numerical superiority, so let's say they are military level 12 and I am 12 as well, so we are mostly equal on that front. They are at war with Dortmund. They are at war with Dortmund, so they are at war with the AHRE basically. That's completely fine, I guess. Bologna is also at war with them. But let's see, this should be the final loan, yes. Yeah, we'll go against Naples and hopefully we manage to deal a decisive blow against France. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Burgundy should have this, my allies should have this whole front covered while I deal with Naples. I think that's how it's going to go. But anyway, time to get back and time to deal with it. Alright, while the French and the Neapolitans are still distracted, let's just go for Melissa like this. Portugal will also come in. Okay, well, whatever. We'll probably roll them anyway. So let's just go in. The Venetians aren't at war. They hit the armies down south for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but this is going to be quite a grueling war, so hopefully everything goes to plan. Let me just select the icon of Saint Michael so that we have an easier time actually doing some serious damage to terrible damage. If you and even if you remember that one, terrible damage. Let's actually bomb Naples so that we can capture it sooner. Let's see, Athens is great, so invest in a bigger army for sure. And we just finished coring all of this stuff here. Let's see, are they going to rise up? Yes, they will. So let's put down, let's see, how large are they going to be? 10k, 12k, and not that huge. So let's put down the Free Company over here to deal with the rebellions. That's going to be sufficient, I think. And let's get on with the war, shall we? Alright, there we go. The Neapolitans have unconditionally surrendered. The war wasn't that bad. We pieced out the French relatively quickly. Bam, there we go. Full annexation on Naples. And currently building a spy network on the Pope so we can claim Rome. It's going to be how we are going to proceed. But I'm going to take my army back and we are going to... well, going to war with the Mamluks. I think that's how we are going to proceed. Just sort of bounce back and forth between Italy and the Middle East. Our mission tree wants us to expand in both spheres, so we're going to follow the mission tree a little bit and really go for it. Let's get in religious tradition. Soon we'll have Deus Vult. Note that it's going to be terribly useful for us since we'll have claims all around Europe. There we go. Our golden era has just ended. How very sad. Let's get the Free Company back up north just to quash any sort of rebellion that might pop up in Italy. So we are going to swap the duties, and yeah, that's not going to be too useful. And in the meantime, anytime I have the chance to piece someone out, I turn them Orthodox. So for example, Genoa here is Orthodox, Passau here is Orthodox. So we are farming a little bit the Defender of the Faith, well, what should I call it? The Defender of the Faith tier. So now I have morale of armies, morale of navies, monthly war exhaustion, all the good stuff. And we just unlocked Recover Authority. This is going to be very useful because we just reached 50% patriarchal authority, and that means that we have lost the Reformed Byzantine autocracy and we get Reformed Byzantine monarchy, which gives us monthly autonomy change minus 0.05, years of separatism minus 5, culture conversion cost minus 20%, which is actually quite a bit, and yearly absolutism plus 1. So pretty good reform. And much better than the Byzantine autocracy, which is just terrible, and it makes you spawn rebels constantly whenever your ruler changes. So yeah, we are doing good. We are proceeding on time. Yes, indeed. Alright, time to go to war with the Mamluks again. This time, again, another stomp. Nothing to really worry about. In this war, we'll aim to take basically all their holdings in Anatolia, possibly go into Syria as well. Not entirely sure if I'm going to release Syria. Probably not. It's probably not going to be very worth it. Reconquests and that sort of stuff are fine, but we already have the religious wars. We have flexible negotiation. We can just take DS Vault. That's going to be fine. We do not need any sort of sure, let's take what kind of missionary strength. Good. Religious unity 25%, very good. And this one, siege ability plus 10%, morale damage plus 5. That siege ability is going to be very useful. Very good stuff. Not entirely sure. Probably not going to release Syria, to be honest. We're probably just going to take the provinces themselves and just deal with it as they deal with it as it comes. Again, another Inquisitor. Gain 5 Patriarch Authority. Of course I will. Patriarch Authority is very good. So, yep. So yeah, let's just get on with it. Alright, time to end this war, and let's just take everything here, and I will probably release Syria after all, just because our mission tree is a little slow, and we won't have really the ability to... Actually, no, F it, let's just take everything for ourselves. No money, probably no money. Let's just start heading into this direction as well. That's going to be good enough, because we definitely do want to slowly but surely crawl towards the Iraq area, where our mission tree also guides us. A lot of overextension though, so hopefully the rebels don't break my country apart. Actually, the easiest way to get around that overextension is just going to be to release Syria, isn't it? Yes. Let's just release Syria for the heck of it. Yeah, there we go. No overextension. No need to core all that much. So, yeah, we have another vassal. Let's see. Can we make them a Pronoyar? How do we even do a land of Pronoyar? They have to... okay, so they have too much development, so they're just going to be a vassal for the time being. Do they have any other cores? They have one more core. Not all that useful, to be honest, but we can take a mission. It just prevented the overextension. We just waste Diplo power. I'm not using Diplo power on anything right now. And yeah, well, I had one more Diplo slot, so there we go. New synods, probably because we have something. And religious state making grant, -15 stability cost modifier, and we get some admin power. So yeah, very cool. Alright, time for the conquest of Rome, and this is going to be quite a bit difficult because they have a lot of allies. Actually, let's not go for Rome yet. Let's not go for Rome, let's go for Venice. Damn, that's a lot of allies. Portugal's probably the defender of the faith, if I had to guess. So yeah, let's just take Treviso, for example. Treviso, and let's clean up also the southern holding that they have over here. I'm going to focus mostly on that, whereas my trustworthy fellows can focus on the northern bits in northern bits of Venice. We're going to focus for the initial portions on the southern bits, and I think we'll actually leave Rome for last. The last conquest in Italy that we're going to do is probably going to be Rome, because that's a lot of units that we're gonna have to chew through, and I definitely have to build up my power base a little bit larger than that if I want to have any chance of actually being competent when it comes to dealing with so many units. Spain, obviously. Portugal holds all of the Maghreb, so it's going to be, well, not all of the Maghreb, I don't think so. Yeah, not all of the Maghreb, but a large portion. The Spanish also hold a large portion of the Maghreb, so Spain and France are definitely going to be our last two bosses that we have to deal with, but I think we'll be able to. It's only 1561, so we're actually doing quite well for 1561, I would think. And yeah, we are just simply going to have to do something about the enemy. I'm not entirely sure what, but something will pop up. I'm definitely sure of that. Okay, so in this war, I'm aiming to take the southern boot of Italy. Obviously, we are going to take Treviso, and we are going to make them release Modena, Padua, Urbino, and Verona, and bam, there we go. Time to vassalize all of these people. I'm going to core all the stuff that we've taken, obviously, and we can also do. Don't tell me we are not overextended over 100%. Okay. And we can also take Recover Magna Graecia, which will slowly turn these... yeah, the culture will become Greco. So if you take a look at culture, it is slowly, I think, going to become a sort of Greek culture in the southern bit of Italy. And we also got claims on bits of Northern Africa. So that's going to be, I think we're going to have to gear up to fight Spain for that one. I'm not entirely sure when we're going to get around to it. Let's see, what type of rivals do they have? Britain, France, and Russia. Russia, not the best looking Russia I've ever seen, but we might want to actually think about allying Britain here. Might want to think about allying Britain and using them to also beat down on the Spanish, because we definitely don't have the ability to just go for it at the moment. Yeah, it's gonna take a while for us to be able to just smash the Spanish like that, just like nothing. Here we can take the military technology 14 actually, so let's go for it. It's a bit ahead of time, but it's gonna be worth it. And let's work on vassalizing all of these guys right now. There we go, Urbino, we can have a royal marriage with them. We're gonna save a bunch of AE this way, and it's going to make our vassal swarm a little bit better. I'm gonna, you can see already people are entering into a military coalition, so definitely gonna have to, yeah, definitely gonna have to switch gears and maybe wait a while before we conquer anything more. Yeah, it's gonna, and imagine if we took all of these lands, just took them. Yeah, there would be a much larger military coalition. That's for sure. So yeah, we're gonna have to slowly work on vassalizing these guys and just wait out the coalition, I think, and then move back, possibly against Tuscany, possibly build up the navy so that we can actually go and capture Venice proper. That's going to be probably what we're going to be up to in the next couple of segments, I think. Because it's going to be a little rough for a little while when it comes to the coalition. Hopefully it disperses a little, it disperses quickly. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's not that big. You know, the Great Horde, Ottomans, it's not that big. So this coalition should disperse relatively quickly. We don't have that much AE. Spain has a little bit, Tuscany has a little bit, but we should probably hit the Mamluks. And the Mamluks are actually getting sieged down by Quaracayunlu. By QQ. Very interesting. So might have to hit AQ then. Do we have claims? Yes, we have claims against AQ, and that's gonna put these guys out of the coalition, so that's going to be nice. So we're gonna go against AQ. Yeah, we're gonna go up against AQ next. Okay, time to go up against AQ. We will aim to fully annex them. We have a lot of guys and the enemy doesn't have that much, so let's just march on in. We can actually focus on the Ottomans first to white peace them. Let's get some patriarch authority, why not? In fact, let's get a religious icon going. Let's get aggressive expansion impact and improve relations just to disperse the coalition a little more quickly. I have a new ruler, and Hunyadi. The dynasty is still Hunyadi. Very cool. So yeah, we'll work on white piecing everyone out of this war just to get them out of the coalition. And you know, as you can see, Fars has already left the coalition, so the coalition probably won't be that long lasting. The Ottomans, bam, there we go. We can white piece them just to get them out of here. We'll probably go for them quite soon, however, but that means that they left the coalition, which is very cool. We can see Armenia getting gobbled up by QQ, so QQ is definitely someone to watch out for. They have a lot of territory here. They have created a sort of Persian empire of sorts, so we should definitely be on the lookout for them. The Polish and the Lithuanians are handling the Great Horde quite easily. All of my allies are handling QQ quite easily. Let's see, Circassia, they're very small, so yeah, this will be just a quick gobble. And there we go, AQ will accept getting full annex, so let's do that. Full annexation, ahoy. And we can now take the mission Avenge 1071, which will, yeah, this is the one where we when we convert the entirety of the entirety of what was the Ottomans or Anatolia to Greek, so we will do that. And is Tuscany in a coalition against us? No, they're at war with Venice and Cyprus. Cyprus is allied with Venice, so Venice won't even support them, but the Mamluks will, and Passau will. I think we actually go up against the Cypriots over here. We have a fine admiral at our disposal, so let's go ahead and take care of Cyprus next. Lots of rebels. Protestant zealots in Modena. Is Modena Protestant? Yes, it is. How far has the Protestant Reformation reached? Ooh, quite far. Quite far. So the Protestant Reformation, in fact, it helps us a little bit because it makes it so the AE is a little more dispersed, and not all that many people are breaking truce. We have a truce with the Cypriots until 15th. Yeah, because I didn't piece them out when fighting the Venetians. So now, I guess we go up against Tuscany then. And just before we start the war against Tuscany, we can do the mission Royal Purple, and we can change our color to the color of the Roman Empire. The restoration is at hand. We own half of Italy, and hopefully by the end of this part we'll own the entirety of Italy, although we'll see how that goes. And we'll also aim to go up against we'll also aim to conquer all of Anatolia and possibly all of Egypt. So we'll see how things go, but those are the plans anyway. There we go. We have 100% in Tuscany. They didn't even have any allies really. And we could take the island. No, we cannot take the islands. Why not? They are owned by Tuscany, but we haven't captured the forts yet. So we'll have to work on that at some point. Probably want to capture, probably want to connect our territory like this. So that we own the entirety of the eastern portion of Italy. Would love for them to release a bunch of nations. Can't really do that. Can do this, however. Maybe Montferrat as well. Saluzzo, yeah. So we can vassalize all of them. Well, we probably won't be able to vassalize. Actually, Milan is a bit much, so probably not Milan. I don't know. Probably something like this. Siena. A lot of people will be mad, but it's almost January 1st, so it doesn't matter. Let's just do something like this. Let's core all these provinces up, and let's switch gears. Okay, let's switch gears back to the Middle East. I guess our truce with the Mamluks just ran out, so let's go hit them. Never mind, the Mamluks just entered into a military coalition against me, and the coalition seems to be actually quite big this time. But take a look. Yeah, the coalition seems to be quite large, so I will have to chill for a while. And yeah, but we're making solid progress, so I think this is where I'm gonna leave it up for this part, Kings. It's a little shorter than the first part, but still pretty decent. So anyway, thanks, Kings, for watching, and I will see you next time.